evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here, and I'm a miserable papa today. We had one win arena, a 3-win arena, and then another 3-win arena. The last one, I started off with a loss due to internet failure, but still, I ended up having two pretty heartbreaking games and then losing, when I thought I could have won the second one of those two at least. So since I started this series, I've played Warlock and Paladin once each, so we'll do Hunter this time. Even though Hunter is the devil, we have to play all the classes, even the deviling ones. Ah, we see Wailing Soul. It's a 4-mana 3/5, which is a perfectly fine set of stats. And then you can silence your other minions. Now, sometimes it's just unplayable. But other times, if your minions have had bad effects, it's pretty cool. Still, though, I'm not going to take it over Defender of Argus, which just buffs and gives taunt. We will take here the best 2-drop in the game, for sure. And Chillwind Yeti is spectacular, so we'll take that. Animal Companion's a great card. Now, Zombie Child would take. As a hunter, it's nice to get extra damage, and if you can play a 2-toughness or a 2-power creature on turn 1 that isn't terrible, you can get some damage through. That's certainly great. Of course, the 5 health return sort of negates that, but still, it's nice to get some board presence. Anyway, Animal Companion's a beast, and it's a very good one, so I'll take it. Tundra Rhino has cost me many a game, so I will grab one there, and I will take the multi-shot here, because that's a very good removal card. Nice to have one of those. Did you take Ellen Archer here? No, not over the Acolyte. Card draw can be nice. Alright, Flesh-Eating Ghoul is tempting and all, but I'm going to grab Hunter's Mark. I think that's good already with the multi-shot, and to a lesser degree with the Acolyte of Pain. If I get, you know, Elven Archer or Unleash the Hounds or anything along those lines, it'll get even better. Okay, we have an interesting choice between the Longbow and the Shade. I'm going to grab the Longbow. It's sometimes going to be an overpriced Arcanite Reaper, but that's fine if you're just trying to kill your opponent. Do you want to play Elven Archer here because I have Hunter's Mark? Not over Scarlet Crusader. That's such a strong 3-drop, I think. Passing on it would be very foolhardy. So the Mad Scientist is a good 2-drop. You can play it early on. Your opponent rarely wants to kill it. The trick, the catch is I don't have any secrets. So I'm going to take a Spellbreaker because it is nice to have a silence. Okay. So here I could take an Ogre just for quality's sake, or I could take the Panda because my curve's terrible. And I'm going to take the Panda because we're almost halfway through and I have no 2-drops. Gotta respect your curve. Here, I'll take the Dwarf. Web Spinner, love this card. Even on its own, it's just totally fine. It's never bad. And then if you can happen to get some beast synergy or draw a good beast off of it, it's even better. Do I take a Frost Elemental here, or the really bad 3-drop? I guess the Frost Elemental here, although my high end is kind of filling up. Crap. Well, another Tundra Rhino, I guess, is what it's going to be. So, Explosive Trap seems good. I've already got a multi-shot, and now let's get that Explosive Trap, which is sometimes important. Geomancer, well, works okay with Arcane Shot, which I don't have, and Kill Command, which I don't have, and Multi-Shot, which I do have, or I can get card draw, spiking my 4-mana even more. No, let's get the Geomancer, even though it's not the best thing there, and get that early drops. Alright, the Novice Engineer for some card draw is tempting, but I'll take a Beast. I do want Beasts. Even though I have no Buzzards, I have 2 Rhinos. Do I want 3 Rhinos? I think that's too many Rhinos. Let's just grab a Novice Engineer for some more cards. Kill Command! Oh, yes, please. Freezing Trap? Definitely. Good answer, especially because I have no Deadly Shots. It's a good answer to big minions. Now, I've got a heads up here between the Panther or the Companion. With the Panther, you know what you're getting. The Companion, you can get something much better. I'll take the Companion, though. That might actually bite me sometimes. Okay, so these are all decent 1-drops. The Elven Archer might seem tempting, because I have a Hunter's Mark, but I just don't think that's justifiable. I will take the Argent Squire just to have a nice solid 1-drop I can put down. Do I want another Silence? I've already got a Spellbreaker. I think the answer is no. I'm going to take a Guardian here. Okay, I have enough Animal Companions at 2. I'll take another Web Spinner for those early drops. Deadly Shot, yes, definitely. As an answer to big removal or big cards. And I'll end with some Taunt. So, yeah, that turned out good, I think. A little bit of endgame so that I don't get crushed if I don't happen to get an early start. Fair amount of 1-drops. 2 Web Spinners and an Argent Squire. Some traps. I got like one of pretty much all the cards except for Arcane Shot, Kill Command, Freezing Trap, Explosive Trap, Deadly Shot, Multi-Shot, if I didn't say that already. And then the Hunter, which is my best arena class. Or, well, I know I'm kind of starting over and all, but in the olden days, this was my best arena class. I had the highest average with it, and I reached 12 wins with Hunter more than with any other class, a whopping 5 times. The next best class was just 2. Several classes I got to do, but with Hunter I did it 5 times. So definitely my best class. And what I like about it is that you can play this game of attrition where you kind of stay even with the opponent, and then all of a sudden you get to the point where your steady shot guarantees the win. Now, druids have a little bit of counter to that. They're a very good class against hunters, I think, because the hero ability gives them an armor which cancels out half of the hunter's hero ability, but they also get board presence, which the hunter, or, you know, board control, which the hunter does not. Master Swordsmith into Shield Bearer is certainly cute as far as combos go. I think I'm going to coin out the Animal Companion just to see what we get. And I got a pretty good answer to his situation. That might be the best one I could have hoped for. Leok would have definitely been the worst. The pig could have killed the shield bearer, but it would have dropped to 1 health, and, you know, shapeshift could have finished it off. The bear, though, is sturdy, and it protects my Argent Squire. Does he have a claw here? He does. So that's still a 2-for-1 because the claw only, I mean, the claw and the shield bearer, that's 2 cards that he used to kill my 1 card. And he pops off the divine shield. Alright. This is definitely not worth kill commanding, not in a million years, so we're just going to shapeshift. And swing past. Not shapeshift. Shoot and swing past. So the web spinner, it'll die, but I don't care because it gives me a beast. The main problem is that I don't have anything to play next turn. I'm a turn too early for Tundra Rhino, and the Defender of Argus is going to have nothing to buff. Oh no! One of my minions actually gets to live. Interesting. Interesting indeed. So the Scarlet Crusader gets a little bit bigger. Alright, for Grizzly. Well, kill command certainly has nowhere to go. Let's see what card we get first. Maybe I'll get like a nice beast. Got a Dire Wolf Alpha. Well, it's not bad, but nor is it great. So we'll play the Grizzly and pass the turn. I guess I could have played the Wolf and shotted, but the problem is this Raider would have actually killed my Wolf, whereas it doesn't kill the bear without help.
Where shall I strike?
Okay, things are starting to run away from me a little bit. I am starting to fall behind here. Luckily, he played this with charge instead of with the taunt, which is definitely the correct play. So I catch a little bit of a break in that regard. And here, tempting to play the Rhino to kill one of these off. But I think the right move is to play the Wolf and then kill command that Druid. So you can trade his Raider in for the Wolf, but then I play the Sunwalker. That's a hard card for Druids to deal with, unless he has amazing gas here, which is hard to believe given to be playing with a Murloc Raider in this deck. Sunwalker should hold the fort, and then I could be okay. Nightblade, okay. So rush down Druid. Not the way I'd personally recommend playing Druid, but hey, that's just my opinion. So Deadly Shot doesn't quite work here. I don't want to kill one of his and then play Scarlet Crusader. That seems kind of weak, so we'll play Sunwalker. And I'm gambling at with his low quality of play and low quality of cards. He's not going to have a good answer here. Just gambling. Of course, he does. If he has a silence, I'm just screwed. Are you goddamn kidding me? Jesus. Okay. Well, what are you fucking going to do? What are you fucking... I lose. He's got a bunch of 4-power minions. I'm dead next turn. Jesus. Really? I can't even Tundra Rhino Deadly Shot. This was such a heap of bullshit. Such as I cannot conceive. I did get a bit of a weak hand where I had this Argus instead of an actual 4-drop to play. And the Rhino was never good. But still. Ugh. Now I'm only getting an Explosive Trap. If I'd kept that Explosive Trap, I could have killed his Crusader and his Murloc Scout. So, Murloc Raider, whichever one. So, partially that's my fault, but partially, famous last words, I don't think he's going to be able to get this Sunwalker out of the way, and then of course he has a Black Knight. Is there a better minion to kill than a Sunwalker with Black Knight? No, there isn't. Unless you count, like, Deathwing buffed by Defender of Argus, there is nothing better to kill than a Sunwalker. I'm going to mulligan the Geomancer because, honestly, I want to play the Panda, then the Animal Companion. What's the Geomancer doing here? So, we're going to mulligan him for a later time. Or never. Either one's fine with me. So there's the Treacherous Sunwalker. Another Druid. I think this one's different. I don't think Xylee was the name of the first one. Oh my god. Today is just... I don't even know, man. I came back to the arena, guns blazing, had 3 shit runs in a row, and off to a bad start in this one. Well, just gotta get through the hard times. I'll play the best 2-drop in the game here. over the panda, and then we can protect it maybe with a grizzly, or if we're feeling frisky, drew an animal companion. Never saw any buzzards or hounds, which actually is kind of annoying. But at the same time, I have made it to 12 wins without having hounds before, so it's not like you need that to win.
Drink with me, friend.
Wow, I don't think that was the right play. So he lost his innervate just to silence this. That doesn't seem quite worth it. Well, animal companion's best on an empty board because you don't care which one you get. They're all good.
Who you want me killed?
I got the charging pig getting some feet down. And he's got an owl in his hand and 5 other cards.
What you want?
Grunt, well, I gotta say, Grunt is good against the pig. That's where Grunt is the best. Luckily for me, I can protect my pig. Pass the turn. He can owl my bear and then use the Grunt to kill the huffer. The thing about that is I can just kill his owl. So it's not that big of a deal. Looks like that is what he's going to go for. Oh, does he have anything else to do with 2 mana? Otherwise, if not, I am not impressed. Wouldn't have actually minded for him to do something else with his 2 mana, so I could multi-shot. But he's just going to shape-shift. We're too early for Sunwalker. I could hit the owl, panda, the bear, replay the bear, as a way of healing it. I think I may do just that. So I end up being a card ahead, and ahead on the board, and ahead on life. So I'm just winning right now. We're Charlie Sheening it all over the place here. Sludge Belcher is a pretty good card. That means instead of playing Sunwalker, I am going to play Spellbreaker. Deadly Shot, though, is tempting. I'm going to do Deadly Shot. I think, well, hang on, let me think about this. So, Druids do have big things I might want to Deadly Shot later. If I silence this, though, it's still a 3/5, which just terrorizes my board. So I'm going to just pop a Deadly Shot here and hope that the tempo is worth the risk. Let's see here. Try to play around Swipe. Taunt up all the bitches. Now I'm pretty safe against Swipe. He can only kill 2 of my minions. If I had hit this little sludge with my panda, he could have killed. Actually, still just 2 of my minions, so maybe that's not a big deal. Well, I wish I had Deadly Shot now, that's a fact. Oh, please don't play anything else. Stop, stop, stop! No! No! Put that back, put it back, put it back. You don't get to play anything. Ah, you suck. You suck. Oh, you're playing a coin too. Jeez, wow, he's really going all out here. Is it going to be a creature? It's going to be a defender of Argus. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Well, I think it behooves me now. Multi-shot will kill the defender, but unfortunately that will leave this thing at 4 health, which is just a bitch with my creature. So what I really want to do is silence it. Steady shot. Argent Squire. And ignore his stuff. Get this damage train going. I've got a lot of power on the field. He can kill 2 of my minions with what he has. Still leaving me with 4, 6, 7 damage. 8, 9. And then he's going to have to really fight back to not die. Sunwalker. Oh, God. Well, there's my 1 silence in the deck. Luckily, it could definitely be a lot worse here. Pop Divine Shields. Multi-shot. Kill that off. 4. Steady shot. Play a freezing trap. And then, I'm threatening really close to lethal here just with this MVP Spellbreaker. Getting 4 damage on a turn is pretty significant. Now, Swipe will clear my board, and then it would take me 7 steady shots to kill him. Well, 8, because he keeps on shapeshifting, canceling out some of the damage. He's going to Wrath for a card. That means he must have an answer for this. If he didn't have an... What? Oh my god, he misclicked. Oh my god, he misclicked real bad. He did 3 damage to my Argent Squire, which is actually literally, and I do mean literally, the only thing that made no sense. 1 damaging it would have been fine, 3 damaging this would have been fine, even 1 damaging the Spellbreaker might have been fine, but 3 damaging the Squire makes absolutely no sense. So we'll do this. I mean, we win now. I think I was probably going to win anyway, even if he had 3 damage, my Spellbreaker. He would have landed the turn at 3 health. No, I wouldn't have done that, though. I wouldn't have played this. I would have probably played this. I don't know. He might have caught back up, I guess, with like an Ironbark Protector or something. That was very silly of the Druid. Very silly of the Druid, indeed. Wow. That was a sight to behold. Oh gosh, I'm below 9,000. Well, that's what happens when you get 3 shit arenas in a row. Well, there I was at 92.50. Feeling like a king of the world. And then just lost everything. So I'll see if we can get it back with this run. It seems like a good deck. Sure, I lost that first game, but hey. It was close. 3rd Druid. Man, today's the day of the Druids. Aye! Caramba. I don't want to keep Freezing Trap. It's too inconsistent. If I have no other cards to play, I'd much rather mulligan it and get some actual playables. Crap, Silvermoon Guardian. This could have been some... I remember this was an important decision, but I forget what exactly. Well, Web Spinner's a nice turn 1 play. He can coin to shapeshift it, but I get my card back, and then he wastes his coin in his first turn, so I don't really mind. Zombie Chow. Well, touche. So Zombie Chow will chow down on these Web Spinners all day long. I could actually Hunter's Mark and kill it, but that seems a little bit foolhardy. Let's just let the Web Spinners die. The damage the Zombie Chow deals to my face will be nullified, most likely, by its Death Rattle. He pops a Web Spinner. Hopefully it's something I can play early on. I get a Crocolisk. Not bad, and he kills the other one as well. Alright. Ooh, I get my Naxxramas. Wow, that's awesome. Didn't realize, I forgot she was a beast. Well, my opponents have been getting Angry Chickens and Stone Tusk Boars off of the... Angry Chicken and Captain's Parrots off their Web Spinners. I got a totally playable card and a decent legendary. Not like... I don't think this is ever going to be in competitive play just because of 2 power. It dies to too many things. It dies to Stampeding Kodo, Shadow Word Pain, you know, a Cabal Shadow Priest would steal it. Like, there's just a lot of problems. But in Arena, this is a totally legitimate card. It's got a lot of health, and you can kill a ton of things with it. Especially when you're up against a Druid. Druids don't have an easy way to kill an 8 toughness creature, unless, of course, they happen to get lucky and pull a Stampeding Kodo out of their ass. Or a fucking Black Knight! Goddamn bullshit. Anyway. Moving on. We're past that. So we got Hunter's Mark and Freezing Trap, which are pretty good against Druids for taking down their big things. Turn 5, as it so often is an awkward turn. I want to play Naxxramas and the Sunwalker, but I cannot. Ah, Twilight Drake. Alright. That might need to be Frozen Trapped. So I'll do this. This. This back into his hand. And then, if I know that he has it in his hand, and this has got a pretty big hand, I will play my Naxxramas so I can get rid of it.
I must safeguard
the Grove. Alright, gets rid of my Divine Shield, and Freezing Trap.
Well played.
Sorry. So now turn 6 is here, but I don't even want to play my 6 drops. I want to play the Defender of Argus so I can kill this Keeper of the Grove. But if I do, he can play the Twilight Drake next turn. I really feel like I should play my Naxxramas. Or the Sunwalker. Well, the Sunwalker doesn't help against that Twilight Drake. Unless I want to commit Hunter's Mark. But he has got such a big hand. I feel like he's probably got other big minions in it. Is he thinking about innervating shit? Stupid Druids and their innervates. Coin. Okay.
Drink with me.
Okay. Well, now I know that he has a Keeper of the Grove in his hand, which definitely changes the landscape a bit. You could silence my Naxxramas, you could silence the Sunwalker. I'm going to play my Naxxramas anyway. If he wants to silence her, that's fine. So I am doing this with the conscious knowledge he's going to silence her. That would be 2/3 of his mana. I've got a 2/8 body here, and then it'll become a 3/9 with taunt. So I'm gambling he's going to silence her and not going to kill my Silvermoon Guardian so I can play the Defender of Argus next turn. I'd rather it get silenced than the Sunwalker, that's for sure. So he has a 6-mana Twilight Drake in his hand, which is going to be very big when it drops because he's got a fistful of cards. But this guy's going to die, and he has Shapeshift. Perfect. Okay. So finally we catch a little bit of a break here. He's trying to kill it preemptively, but it's not going to work. We will... Okay, hold on. I could just leave this alone and play Frost Elemental. I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to put it over here. Freeze it. Swing for 5 damage. This is a pretty serious amount of damage. And then I can Defender of Argus next turn. There's the Drake for 6 mana. Perfect. I will Defender of Argus. And let's think. I've got 10, 12, 14 damage. Actually, well, no, I can't. I don't win because, yeah. If I Steady Shot, I can't do the Dark Iron Dwarf. But actually, I'm so close to winning. I'm just actually at this point going to ignore his stuff. And I win next turn with Steady Shot. So he has to have life gain and clear my board to stay in the game. I also have Deadly Shot and Hunter's Mark for getting rid of things.
Well played.
So Maxna, pretty cool. The Web Spinner shows why I like it. Of course, it could have easily been a Captain's Parrot, and then that would have just been a total waste. You know, that's one of the things you have to accept about playing with Web Spinners. Sometimes you are going to get Angry Chickens and Captain's Parrots. It's just going to happen. The odds are non-zero, so they will happen. Or you'll get like a King Crush, which is great, but expensive and unplayable for most of the game. But I think on average you get, you know, some kind of playable beast. And then you have a 1-mana cycling card, which is the only one of its type. Is he actually going to draw 3 cards? Well, having spent 5 of his 8 mana, even if he got a usable card, I don't think he'd be able to cast it here to save himself. Probably just a desperation move. Alright, here's Innervate. Okay, Soul of Force. It's really important, definitely. Glad he found that. Clutch draw off the Nourish. And we get the victory. Thank the holy butternut squash heavens. Keep on trucking in the onward direction, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, yes, let's do that. I feel good about this run. Of course, I felt good about the Warrior run, and that was 3 wins, and I felt good about the Druid run, and that was 3 wins. So, well, we'll see if I can at least get to 3 wins with a Hunter before losing, despite feeling good about it. Another Druid? No, another Hunter. Jay the Hunter. We played against A the Druid. And now the similarly but slightly differently named Jay the Hunter. Wow, well, if that was ever a mulliganable hand, that was ever a mulliganable hand. Let's draw something new here, please. Yes, 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 and yes. Wow, that's great. Thanks, game. It's almost like we understand each other here. So Explosive Trap, if I'm playing minions, doesn't really come in handy because, as I've said many times, usually if you have minions out, people will kill your minions, not attack your face. Explosive Trap's best when you're all alone in the woods, but still, we get to play the Panda first. Off of the coin. Then, best 2-drop in the game, and then the Scarlet Crusader. So, unless he has minions to match or exceed, we're going to be fine here. Just fine. Can you Steady Shot me? Ah, damn. I was really hoping he would just Steady Shot. The Crocolisk is quite clutch here. Slows me down significantly. Can you pass the turn here and do nothing but Steady Shot? Please? Please, sir, can I have you Steady Shot? No. He gets the bear, which is really annoying. Ah, that's annoying. Well, let's see if I can get the pig. Anything but a Leok. Alright, that's fine. So our animal companions trade with each other. I end up with still that creature on the board. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a good 4-drop. I got these 6-drops that are just killing me, Smalls. Sanjin, no! I was never able to enrage this thing. Here's where I wish I had a friggin' Elven Archer. So I could Defender of Argus, making it a 3-4, attack into it, and then become a 6-1, try to trade against Ascension. Seems kind of foolish. Let's just play the Scarlet Crusader. And pass. So I'll use the Divine Shield to finish off the Ascension, I hope. And again, turn 5 is just the worst turn ever. I want to play those 6-drops, but I can't. And I have nothing else that's going to do, which is annoying. Is he going to Deadly Shot my Scarlet Crusader? Might be what he's thinking about. I think that would be the correct move. Keeps the tempo. No, he just plays a Chillwind Yeti. That's fine. Not great. Not great, mind you, but it's fine. So the Tundra Rhino here is pretty much pointless. Of course, the Defender of Argus doesn't do much either. Technically, it survives against the Yeti. Alright, we'll play the Tundra Rhino here. Use up my mana efficiently, and, you know, get some damage on his face. If the Explosive Trap or Freezing Trap, I'd be much better off. I could have Steady Shotted, played the Freezing Trap, and called it a day. No! That sucks so many dongs! Oh, the number of dongs being sucked here is just incredible. My Rhino dies. There's a Houndmaster, which thankfully doesn't have any beasts, but still. Alright, Sunwalker or Frost Elemental. I think we gotta go for the Frost Elemental here. Because I need to get some bodies on the table. And, you know, not let him attack with stuff. I was concerned about what this attack might do. Okay, he plays no Ocean Mentor, which is bad and good. Bad because he's getting a card. Good because he's spending 4 of his mana, but then he kills that. Well, better that than Sunwalker, so at any rate, could be worse. Do you play the Longbow here or the Sunwalker and just hope the Sunwalker lives? Ugh, no, I need to play the Longbow. Let's kill off this stupid thing. So the ability here of immunity is actually quite useful. I'm definitely behind now. Sunwalker and Explosive Trap is a bit of a non-bow because the trap can't fire when the Sunwalker is standing there. I'm behind. There's no doubt about it. This Hunter, his minions outbeat mine. Oh no, he's got to have spells. Animal Companion is a very cute way to use the Auctioneer. So you got a pretty good minion and a card out of the deal. You got the pig. I have to kill the Auctioneer, of course. So do I use Explosive Trap? Alright, we'll try it. I mean, I just feel like Sunwalker is too little too late. So we'll Explosive Trap. Play that guy. The pig and the Abusive Sergeant will die if he dares to go past my trap. If he thinks it's Explosive Trap, he should use his Abusive Sergeant and his pig to kill my Guardian. But if it's not Explosive Trap and he does that, he'll feel really, really silly. So we'll see how cunning this guy is. I think that is probably the right play. But we'll see if he finds it.
Put this apple on your head.
Knife Juggler is going to try to shoot off my Divine Shield. Well, that means there's more stuff dying to Explosive Trap. The Knife Juggler at the very least will die, unless he's planning to buff it with the Defender of Argus. But if you were planning to do that, you should have put the Knife Juggler over here and the Defender of Argus in the middle, so the pig and the Knife Juggler would get the bonus health and avoid the trap. Okay. He's going for flat broke here. He's going to use the Abusive Sergeant. The pig lives. The Knife Juggler dies. I think he kind of did that half right, half wrong. And Steady Shot. Alright. I don't know what I could possibly get that would help me. I mean, Unleash the Hounds is what would really help me, but I don't have that in my deck. I'd rather do a very ugly Deadly Shot, killing his second best minion. Sunwalker technically trades against his minions here. The Defender can pop the shield, the pig will then kill the Sunwalker, and then it's an even man's game here. Alright, it's what he's doing. Archmage. Oh god, that's terrible. Well, he had 2 good minions right after that, so I'm going to lose this. Unless a miracle happens.
I hope you like my invention.
It's not quite miraculous. I cannot do the Rhino and the Defender. So what I have to do, I think, here is actually play the Rhino, Hunter's Mark, kill that thing, scrape by, Steady Shot. And I mean, he can get me down to 5 health and I'm just dead in 3 turns, so that's a problem. I'm not going to be able to deal 20 damage before he kills me. Let's see if he does that or if he's going to be diverting to kill one of my minions. I guess he's afraid of the Rhino, so he pauses to kill it. That's good. That saves me 3 damage, which is a pretty big deal. And then he seems to have some kind of a removal card. Okay, so now we do this, this, this. And I'm going to get the damage through. I got to get the damage through. I've got to take big risks here. Hitting the Scarlet Crusader would be very silly here. I've just got to hope I can get the damage through before 4 turns pass and he just wins. Okay. Hunter is not impressive, but the steady shot killing me in 4 turns is... Oh no! Kill command is bad. Ah, kill command. F, M, L. I can't win now. I don't have any life gain. Even if I did, I'd still lose. Idiocy! Idiocy and retardation. Oh, these are the things that have been transpiring today. I've actually had time for 4 arena runs because they've all been so short and so shitty. And this looks like it might be another one, although I thought the deck was totally fine. And Hunter is my best class. I guess it's just those 6 drops that keeps clogging up my hand, so I can't play anything on turn 5. I don't know, is that the problem? Or is the problem I've just been unlucky? Or is the problem that I not quite played correctly? I don't know. I just know that I'm 2-2 with what I thought was a perfectly solid deck. Whereas before, I made it to 9 and 10 wins with decks that I thought were pretty unremarkable. Oh well, the world is upside down sometimes. Not much you can do. Except just take it on the chin and move on. Grimwolf the Mage. So, fighting for my arena life against a mage. The only consoling factor is that this is a mage who presumably has 2 wins and 2 losses, so she might not be the best mage around. And I do have a curve, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to drop a turn 1 web spinner. It's nice to be first, because if you're second and you play turn 1 web spinner, the mage can just turn 2 kill the web spinner. Whereas here, she can kill it also, but she would need to spend her coin. She plays an Abusive Sergeant, which I don't exactly understand, because I can kill the Abusive Sergeant and get a card. A really questionable play. I think she would have actually just been better off coining into the... into killing and shooting the web spinner. Not that that's a great play, but like it's better to lose the coin than to lose an Abusive Sergeant. That was essentially her choice. Well, she saved her coin for what? For Raging Organ, which is a really good answer to Bonding Berserker. Well, I hate to do this, but we're gonna have to Freezing Trap. Not the greatest use of Freezing Trap against Raging Organ, but you know it's got to be done. Otherwise, I just have no hope. So now this thing costs 5 mana. She has 3 mana to work with. Her coin is gone. She has a Razor for Hunter. Well, it's also kind of annoying, but still better than the alternative. I can actually kill command this thing if I wished, but no, let's not be too crazy. Let's just play the Acolyte and rage against the pig. And then the Berserker will, you know, potentially kill the Hunter here, and I might get some cards off the Acolyte. So I got a Core Hound off the Web Spinner, which isn't the greatest beast ever. I would have rather had something cheaper and less shitty. But still, the opponent does not know what it is, and he gets Water Elemental, which is difficult. Difficult. Do I Defender of Argus this thing so I can get 2 cards out of it? Or play the Novice Engineer, hope for a playable? I gotta just hope I get Deadly Shot here. Not a chance. Well, I'm gonna play the Kobold Geomancer. Let's just try to flood the board as much as we can. Amazed this card hasn't been nerfed. I guess mages just aren't enough of a problem or something. Just amazed this card has not been nerfed. And it could be a real kink in my plans, because I might not be able to play the Gladiator's Longbow as a result of it. Alright, so we're going to freeze one of these guys. I think the Raging Organ is what has to get frozen, because otherwise it unleashes Havoc on me. And the Acolyte will be good for just a single card, but if she uses the Water Elemental to kill the Acolyte, I can whip out my Longbow. Alright, so this dies to Fireball, which is unfortunate. But again, I can still whip out my Longbow here to finish off the Elemental. And she killed my Novice Engineer, so I don't have to worry about the Worgen triggering Wind Fury against it. I got a bunch of conditional minions and a piece of crap minion. But hey, it's a beast, I guess. It'll die to a Fireball. It'll even die to a Frostbolt. Are you goddamn kidding me? Jesus Christ, why? Oh, why? Oh my god, why oh why can I not catch a break today? Jesus. Explosive Jab would be good here. Do I have it? Not a chance. Not even close. So, I have to kill this thing. I can't risk the alternative. And I have to play this Dark Iron Dwarf just to get the body on the table. Really ugly moves that I'm making here, but I have no choice. No choice in the matter at all. Boulder Bestower, my lord. What the fuck is happening today? So she will kill my dwarf. She's playing quite cautiously. hold that against her. No minions on the table for Hunter's Mark to kill this ogre with. Oh, I gotta make some nasty ass plays here. We're gonna play the Brewmaster, the Grizzly, Defender, and I'm gonna Hunter's Mark this ogre. She has a silence, she could undo that damage, which is bad. But I just have to do it. I'm falling behind on cards. I've dealt no damage to her. Idiocy. Idiocy, I say. Today. It's just not my day. Well, at least the Mad Bomber shot everything on her face, which is good. If I'm ever to come back here, that is what will help me. And then the Arcane Missiles missed my Defender of Argus, so that's also a boon. I'll get to kill this Mad Bomber before my Defender of Argus dies. So that was, you know, I mean, that was pretty lucky. I'm not gonna lie. Quite lucky that this Defender of Argus lived to kill off her Mad Bomber. Now, look how bad Core Hound is. I'm paying 7 mana. This thing's dead to Water Elemental and a couple of shots of the old Fire Blast. So I'm basically fucked right now. Just like, seriously, truly fucked. I'm hanging on for just out of basically desperation. Okay, she decides to hit me in the face, which is a very interesting choice. So now, that actually might buy me the opening I needed, so I can silence the stupid thing. I need to hit her in the face with this Core Hound. I have no idea why she did not attack the Core Hound, freezing it. She's putting herself at unnecessary risk here. If the Core Hound attacks, it's game over. So now she hits the Core Hound. Does she have anything else to do with 8 mana? She's an ogre. 6 plus 5 is 11, 12. She could kill me next turn with a little bit of help. What do I gamble on here? That she doesn't have a way to deal 3 damage? Or sorry, 2 damage? I think I'm going to hedge my bets. We'll do this. So right now she has to kill the Spellbreaker or else she loses. So I'm gambling that she has to use the Ogre to kill this. If she does, that buys me some time. There's another Ogre. Okay, so again, next turn she'll win. Oh gosh, she definitely wins next turn. I've got to get a thing. This is it. This is the arena on the line, and I get Silver Moon Motherfucking Guardian. So this is 6, 12, 15. I'll play it and shoot her. There's a very dim hope that she'll just, like, be bamboozled. She says hello. That's not a good sign. I don't think she's missing the fact that she has lethal damage here. It seems to be... Oh, Pyroblast. Okay, sure. So she had the win regardless of what I did. And that's another 2-win arena. So my last 4 arenas were 1, 3, 3, 2. I actually have enough time to do my next draft. Alright, thanks for watching, folks. Please like and or subscribe. Half penny on an old man. Man, I am like a garbage player, apparently. I have 9, 10, 1, 3, 3, 2. That pulls the average down below where it needs to be, that's for fucking sure. So anyway, we'll do the next draft, and we'll end this video, picking it up in the next one. So let's just keep on trucking. So we have Mage, Paladin, or Shaman. Well, I have not done Mage or Shaman, and since Mage is the devil, we'll do Shaman. Okay. Ancestral Spirit, I was really hoping for Reincarnate, the new one. This is the junky one. So we'll take a Death Lord here. I'm not that excited. Sludge Belcher is great. Much better than Fen Creeper. We'll take a Spellbreaker here, because Silence is useful nowadays. Ah, there it is, Reincarnate. Well, this is cute, but I mean Harvest Golem. So, Harvest Golem. Hex has almost unpassable. Hex or Rockbiter. I'm gonna take the Rockbiter. I think I'd rather have one of each than 2 hexes. Although that could certainly hurt me. It could hurt me, but that's just the judgment call I'm gonna make. These are all good cards. I'll take the Berserker over the Flame Tongue. Although I wouldn't begrudge you for doing it the other way. Let's grab Dancing Swords here. I haven't played with it yet. Let's see how it works. Nerubian Egg, love that very much. I currently have no synergy with it, but we'll find something. There's a lot of ways you can synergize with Nerubian Egg. Actually, Rockbiter is synergy with that. And Fire Elemental, I can use it to shoot my own egg, although I don't really want to do that. But basically, you can. There's so many different ways to get your egg to work that it's worth doing. All right, Lightning Bolt. All right, starting out good. Lots of removal anyway. Pay the extra mana for spell damage. You know what? I'm fucking sick of having 6 mana cards in my hand on turn 5. It seems like that's all that's been happening the last few runs. So we're just gonna take a fucking 5 mana card and call it a day. I don't want two silences, especially if one of them is Ironbeak Elf, so we'll take the Tiger. Now, Ogre here I think would be greedy. It'd be, I mean, it works. I could play with an Ogre. But I'm going to take No Merchant Venture. I'm just so sick of having these expensive cards. No secrets for Shamans, so we'll take Fairy Dragon there. It sucks. That was a bad draw. Legendary. Have not played with legendaries in a while, so I have to take at least a 5-minute card. I think I'd probably grab Fugan over Loatheb. I don't know. I mean, the Loatheb's Battlecry is certainly like annoying, but the problem is you don't know if the opponent was really planning to play spells. Fugan just has, you know, an extra stat point. I mean, is an extra stat point? Well, okay, so Fugan has quantitatively an extra stat point, and qualitatively it's more health. Obviously, I'm not going to get Stalag. The odds against that are tremendous. So how much do I value just the better stats versus the potentially useful Battlecry? Well, let's try the Battlecry, see how it goes. Ragnaros is too expensive. I didn't really want him there. Rockbiter seems good. I don't want any more 5s, so we'll take the Flame Tongue here. Still don't want 5s, we'll take a Panda. Stoneforged Axe I think I'll take so that my Dread Corsair has a chance in hell of not sucking. We'll take the Farseer here for some heals. Bloodlust, because it's nice to have one of those, and I've been passing 5-mana cards pretty aggressively. Only playable here is the Wool. Frost Shock. Why couldn't you be Earth Shock, huh? Why couldn't you be Earth Shock? We'll just take the Crocolisk. Ugh. Jesus. Alright, fine. We'll take the Frost Shock. And we're going to end with Violet Teacher. So I don't know. I don't even care anymore. Is this deck good? Is it bad? Who gives a flying shit? Let's just play some damn games. Hey, that sounds like a plan. So I know that I post just one video a day, so for you time, it's kind of hard to get a sense of my time, but I'll just say that like the last 4 videos were all on the same day. So this is like my 5th arena run today. Because I did Warlock for 1 win. Or was that yesterday that I did the Warlock for 1 win? I don't remember. Crap, I don't remember. Anyway, I did a Warlock for 1 win, and then today at the very least I did the the Warrior for 3, the Hunter for 2, and somebody else for 3. Who else was what had 3? The Warrior and the Druid, yes, Warrior and Druid for 3, and the Hunter for 2. And then this is probably going to finish today as well. So I played a lot of runs today, and every single one of them sucked. Giant steaming piles of donkey butt cracks. Striker 55, the Paladin. I'd say generally the Paladin's hero ability is better than the Shaman's, because the recruits do a pretty solid job of beating up on your totems. But, you know, it's anyone's game. Light's Justice is kind of annoying. Means his recruit plus Light's Justice will kill my Panda, and it also he has a one toughness guy, a Secret Keeper. Is that worth Rockbiter weaponing? I don't think it actually is even. I'm just going to play my Panda, let the Secret Keeper plus Light's Justice kill it. If he wants to play Secret, this becomes a 2-3, Panda still kills it. So, it's all good in the hood, motherfucker. I guess if he has 2 secrets, and this becomes a 3-4, well, wouldn't that just suck? But that's everything we'll take. That's annoying. So he will kill my Panda, but the Secret Keeper survives. Ball sacks. Is what I have to say to that. Alright, let's play the Unbound Elemental. I don't have any Overload at the moment, but it's a 2-4 for 3, which is solid, and it'll stand against his board and his weapon pretty well. Hopefully there's no abusive sergeant bullshit or anything like that coming up here. Shade is alright. It's just, I mean, the Shade, I think people think this card is better than it is. So this is basically a 3-3 for 3. That's basically what it is. If it happens to survive another turn after that, then sure, it gets good. But it's basically a 3-3 for 3 that is 2 mana, that is only a 2-2 when it drops. So it's, you know, all the more in threat if your opponent has mass removal or something along those lines. So it's not like that great. And you're obviously not going to play it and have it just sit there for 3 turns. Because the games are too fast for you to actually build it up to a 10-10 and then attack with it. So I think it's an overrated card. I think it's not that good. Who's Silver Champion? Is he going to... Yeah, I think he's going to kill my Violet Teacher. And then he's going to use the Shade to kill my Unbound Elemental. And then what will be left is that Shade. I'll have to use Rockbiter to finish it off. Oh, he lets it sit there. Well, I think that is a rookie mistake. I don't think you're supposed to do that at all. So what I'm going to do here is think. No point in healing the Unbound Elemental. Is there any point in playing Loatheb? The alternative is what? Egg and Farseer to heal myself. Get the egg ready for Rockbiter weapon next turn. Alright, we'll play Loatheb. Not 100% sure that's the right call. It's the call I've made. With what he has, a 5/5 is difficult to deal with. And he can't play spells either. He's hesitating, seems not to like his options.
Let me think.
Dancing Swords, not the most impressive play here considering it will die.
Reporting for duty.
Goes for Loatheb. Is he going to use the Shade as well? No, he's just damaging it for no apparent reason. Alright, that's fine. Actually, Bloodlust is a good combo with the egg. There's a lot that the egg is good for. Well, let's do the Ghoul. For sure. And then either the egg or the Farseer. The Farseer doesn't help me survive against that. So... I think we'll do the egg here. Oh, I should have killed this first. Always draw cards first, Boris. God. Well, we'll do that. Card. Fairy Dragon wouldn't have played that anyway. Kill the recruit. Now the Ghoul is big enough to kill the Shade. And next turn I can Rockbiter or Bloodlust to kill off the Nerubian egg. Well, probably Rockbiter. I doubt there'll be enough minions. Alright, he's got the perfect answer to my Ghoul. That is 2/3 of his mana. Is he just going to make a recruit now?
The light protects me.
Argent Squire. Pass the turn. Alright, well, the Rockbiter doesn't really work here. The Nerubian will not die against the Argent Squire. So, what we'll do here is quite simply heal up this. It'll still die to the Shade, of course, but it won't die to the Argent Squire. And we'll play a couple of other minions. Swing at his old fat face. The Shade is just sitting here. I mean, I could lose, I guess, and be proven wrong, but I really don't think this is what you're supposed to do with the Shade. I really don't think that's the game plan you should enact. This has done nothing for him, so it's essentially just he spent 3 mana for a card that did nothing 4 turns ago. That's quite the tempo disadvantage, and you can see it shows. I mean, that's why I've got this big advantage. Why is he playing Consecration when it kills nothing except for Fairy Dragon and it pops my egg? Well, I guess he has some reason. He can't play another Consecration.
Give me a quest.
But he can play Questing Adventure. Okay, so he played a Questing Adventure after Consecration. That is... well, that's bad. You should definitely play Questing Adventure before you play other cards. And that's a pretty big deal, because it means that my 2 power guys can kill his Quester, whereas if it were 3/3, that would not be the case. So that's kind of a big deal. Well, let's kill the Argent Squire. Kill the Quester. Hit him in the face. Play my own Stealth Creature. Could I have won... oh my god, could I have won the game? Shit. I think I might have been able to win the game there. Bloodlust would have been 12 damage. Yeah, I could have won. What was I doing? I got bamboozled. I could have just Bloodlusted and won. So that was actually a pretty bad mistake, because now he might clear more of my board, and I would then not be able to win anymore with Bloodlust. Alright, he's going to Blessing of Might and Blessage. Okay. Well, does he have the 3 damage that he needs? No, he does not. He was going for a Miracle Paladin deck. And I guess he thinks he might still win, because this is 5/9, you know, 11 damage. It's not actually enough to kill him. I'll say well played. Did get me pretty close. But thankfully, Frost Shot is a good card. I'm just kidding. Bloodlust is a pretty good card. Good game. That was close. I almost lost because I missed the Bloodlust win. I'm not 100% sure that I could have had the win with Bloodlust, but I am pretty sure. Because I attacked with 2 minions. That would have been 4 more damage, and Bloodlust would have been 12, I think? I think it would have been 12 because I had 4 minions out. I used 2 of them to attack his stuff, and then I attacked with the other 2. So yes, Bloodlust was 12, and my 2 minions were 2 power apiece. That would have been 4. That would have been enough to kill him. Yep. Should have done it. Always look for the win, kids. Do as I say, not as I do. Flibbity boop, flibbity doo. And who is our next worthy opponent? Another paladin. Olimar the paladin.
I will fight with
Okay. Well, here we have Stormforged Axe, which is definitely nice. It is tempting to keep these 4 drops around. Will I do that? Or will I do that? I'll keep one of them. I don't have any spells, so I'll keep the Yeti. So the plan here is turn 1, Coin Panda. Turn 2, I'm ready with a Stormforged Axe. Turn 3, I have Overload, I just make a totem, and turn 4, I drop the Yeti. Yo, check it. Papa B straight from the streets. Dropping Yetis like a DJ drops beats. Anyway, I did that rhyme, well, or something like it, to one of my classes for the ACT, and they're like, Boris, do not rap ever again. And I was like, I know I'm bad. That's what makes it funny. Alright, here's the ooze. So that's kind of cool. He chose to play an ooze thinking, Stormforged Dex, Stormforged Schmacks, but, and that's not necessarily a bad play. I mean, it's a risk worth taking, but in this case, it just happened not to pay out for him. So I dropped the Stormforged Axe in behind the ooze. Next turn, we'll drop an egg. And turn 4, we'll see. I can do a Yeti, or I can do Rockbiter on the egg, and then a Deathlord. Paladins are not good at killing Deathlords unless they have a Stampeding Kodo. Which was devastating. That's really... Oh, man, that's bad. Kodo on Deathlord is just the worst thing. It's really just the worst thing, because they get a creature, you lose a creature, and they get another creature after that. So, that's bad. We have to hope this does not take place. That is a fact. So the egg is nice. It's a guard against consecration, which normally we'd be worried about here.
Speak to me.
Acolyte. That's an annoying card. Truth be told, it'll kill my panda and give him a code. But really, what am I going to do? I'm not going to waste Rockbiter on myself. I'm not going to hit the Rockbiter with the egg, because then the egg doesn't die. So yeah, it's Yeti time. And I will just kill this. So if he has Blessing of Kingdoms or whatever, he can go suck himself. We got our legendary Loatheb. You just never know if the guy was ever going to even play spells or just play minions the following turn. Well, I do want to play my 5-drops, or I could do Rockbiter, pop this. And, yeah, no, I'm just going to play 5-drops. It's fine. So we'll play Loatheb here. Stop him from spelling on turn 6. And we're going to kill this Divine Shielded Haunter, leaving the Yeti with enough health to survive the counterattack from the Protector. I gotta admit, it's a good feeling when you play Loatheb and you know your opponent can't play spells. All those annoying things they could do, well, they can't. But if he plays a Boulder Fist Ogre, well, then Loatheb was just a 5/5 for 5.
I wonder.
He's pausing. Probably no Boulder Fist Ogres today. Okay, good. Fen Creeper. Fine. I am not going to hex that Fen Creeper. That would be a little bit foolhardy, I think. How do I deal the last damage to it, then? Is this the time to pop my Nerubian? Or I could just use the axe, I guess. Yeah, why don't I just use the axe? So we'll do this. Axe at a question. Kill that thing. And I'm just going to play a Sludge Belcher. Even though I could have played 2 minions if I'd gone Deathlord Fairy Dragon, Sludge Belcher is so strong I want that on the board. And I've got enough of a lead here in development that I can afford to be picky. So the Unstable Ghoul's annoying here. It will finish off my Yeti. But then again, it'll finish off his recruit as well, so it's not that big of a deal. Let's see. I'm not going to protect the Yeti anyway, so we're going to just kill it. Drop his recruit. And here, let's drop the swords, dragon, and a totem. Schlonkity. Schlonkity, 8 damage is nothing to sneeze at. That's over a quarter of your starting health. Got hacks, deal with anything he could play. So really, as long as he doesn't play whatever Equality Consecration or anything stupid like that, I'm actually fine. Okay, is that worth hexing is the question. Probably not. Let's think here. We have 1, 4, 8. Plus 8 is 16 damage. 19 damage. 20 damage. He's almost dead. I'm just going to go for the face. I've got 4 damage in the bag. He's down to 5 health essentially, and he has all this to deal with. Again, he pretty much has to have Equality Consecrate, and if he had that, he would have played it before. He plays another Guardian of Kings. He's now healed himself for 12. But that's most of his mana, and I mean, I've still got lethal here. So then a Ruby and Egg, the poor thing, didn't end up doing anything for me this game. He's the Alchemist to save some damage. Fine. Okay, let's see here. Can we kill him? 2, 3, 7, 10. Yes, we have the kill. Let's actually not forget to do this, though. That'd be funny. Oh, no, I could have always rock bitered in my face, and I forgot. And I actually kill him rather ignominiously with Frost Shock. And that is that. Amusingly, had that Frost Shock been Elven Archer, I wouldn't have been able to win because my board was full. Oh, whoa, whoa! This ended up being way too long. Oh God, I forgot. I need to stop. Sorry. This is a little bit of a long video. Got away from me here. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and/or subscribe. I'll see you again soon. Take care.